Good morning. It is here. It's finally here. It's the eclipse, full moon eclipse in Pisces. Oh boy. I've been feeling it for the whole month of August, and I'll be glad to see August in the rearview mirror. So bear with me on this lighting. It's early in the morning. The sun is just coming up, and I just have to get the message out there because I was very busy yesterday. This whole week it's just been a madhouse, and I think that this eclipse is going to be fairly big for anyone who has Pisces, Virgo, Leo, Aquarius, Aries, Gemini in specific major parts of their natal chart and maybe progress chart, which is rising sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Cryon. So I think that we're all feeling this eclipse, and you've been hearing a lot of hype about it. Well, it has been 19 years since we've had the axis at the exact same degree as we're about to have this evening. That starts at 11:12 p.m. our time here in Houston. It'll be 4 degrees Virgo and 4 degrees Pisces for the moon and eclipse. So that axis, the last time we had that axis of 4 degrees of the opposition of sun and moon was in 2007 in August, the end of August, very close to where we are now. I think it was the 26th. So that is pretty major, and it made me start to think about what was going on in 2007 that was very specific in my life. And I do remember quite a few things happening in 2007. I made some major decisions and moves, and just did some changes in 2007. So it's back around after 19 years in the exact same degree of that axis of Virgo and Pisces for eclipse season. And every 9 to 10 years, you may have the Pisces Virgo axis at a different degree. So, but this is an exact degree of where it was in 2007. So think about 2007, what was going on, what you were working on, what you were trying to accomplish, and that'll have a lot to do with this whole eclipse for you. And there's some heavy aspects. I'm sure you all don't have to have anybody in astrology tell you. You've been feeling it: fatigue, time lapse. It's just converging. It's just crazy right now. It is crazy, but it's been crazy before, in hindsight. It really has. So we've got some some fairly big aspects here. We've got the sun. One thing is the sun is conjunct Mercury in Virgo. So, the sun is Pisces and Mercury Virgo. So that's a conjunction. We have the moon trine Mars. Mars is in Cancer right now. Venus is in opposition to Saturn. And Venus is in Libra. And Saturn is in Aries. And of course, Cryon is in Aries as well. And it's retrograde. So Cryon is in Taurus, 0 degrees, retrograding back into Aries. So it'll be retrograde back into Aries and stay there for a while. So you're already feeling the Aries Cryon. Okay, so but those are some major things, and a big grouping of major aspects are Sun, Moon, and Mercury. Sun Virgo, Pisces Moon, Mercury Virgo is squaring Uranus in Gemini. That's a pretty big thing. That's causing a lot of the back and forth of things that we're feeling, of just everything: communication, thoughts, freedom versus having a plan, having everything set up. Virgo rules having a plan. Let's fix it. Let's improve it. Let's get it better. Whereas the Pisces is, let's move on. Let's get past it. Let's release it. We don't want to fix it anymore. So you've got that tug of war going on, and that's creating a tug of war. That tug of war is around release of illusions and control from the past 2 years. So the last 2 years have been a real issue for a lot of people. It's been very hard on me. I've had a hard 2 years. It's a war between control and freedom, and that's on a personal level, and it's also on a mundane level outside of us. It's that war between control and freedom. We know we need a little bit of control to keep things in order, but we also know we want freedom and not be enslaved to the order, so to speak. We need a balance, and there hasn't been a balance. It's just been a tug of war, and both are important things. You know, Virgo's about control and direction and improvement. Pisces is about release and freedom and moving on. And so it's in a tug of war with each other. And it's creating a lot of push and pull. And it makes us weary and fatigued. And it just almost like you just want to be laid out on the floor like a kid and kick and scream. For me, it's really affected me in my nervous system. I felt like at times I was having a nervous breakdown. But luckily, that Virgo rising in me pulls it back in and controls the urge to lean into a nervous breakdown. Whereas Pisces would be like, just let it go. They'll come and get you, and then you'll have a padded room for a while, and it'll be easy peasy, and you won't have to think about anything. Well, that's not true. But anyway, so we're looking for harmony and balance. So 19 years was when the total eclipse fell in the same degree, but it was a total eclipse then, so it was even harder, and that was in 2007, exactly almost to the date, in the latter part of August, and I do remember what I had changed and decided to do differently in my life. So you might think back on that as well. Let's see here. I made notes. And if you're looking for patterns in your life affected by this axis, you can look in a couple of different places. Late August of 2007, when the axis was 4 degrees Virgo Pisces, which I already mentioned, and then the stretch between, which was the spring of 2015 and the beginning of 2017. There was also a Virgo Pisces axis eclipse at that time. It just wasn't 4 degrees, but it was still meaningful. So those are some target dates. Spring of 2015 through the beginning of 2017. And I know exactly in 2017 what I did. I left a major corporate job in the wine industry that I really loved, and opened up Doggy Diva, went a completely different direction. So I knew in 2017 exactly what had transpired for me. This eclipse is probably going to bring in, the fatigue of compassion. Like you just don't care. You're just not feeling it. Don't beat yourself up that you're so tired that you just don't care what's going on around you. And especially if that's just not you, and you tell yourself, that's just not how I normally operate, but you're just not feeling it. You may feel numb, and that's understandable. Okay, just know that. It can bring in escapism, which I certainly have had bouts of that. Grief, I've had bouts of that due to my brother passing away in not quite 2 years ago. And it's a spiritual bypass. We may just skip on over all that we've learned for years in our spiritual growth. All of a sudden, we just lose control of that, and we're just back in the matrix. So just know that everyone is affected in some form or fashion from this because it's outside of us. And this axis closes a 2 year story. So for the last 2 years, this is bringing it home to a close. And I know exactly, even for myself, what 2 years ago I had made a decision, and I did not stick with that decision, and it's cost me dearly. And so this full moon, I'm going to close that door and live up to the promise I made to myself, instead of putting it on hold again due to fear, from lack of funds, whatever. I've learned a lot in these last 2 years based on a decision that I had made 2 years ago, and I did not keep that decision or uphold that promise to myself. And it has cost me a lot of inner struggle and just anxiety at times. So that's something you might look into in your own self. Now, the Virgo sun is squaring Gemini and Uranus. Okay, Uranus and Gemini. That sounded weird. I know. Uranus is not in Gemini. The planet Uranus is in Gemini. Okay, so that's about tension between the desire for order and the need for freedom. So, we do know we need a little order, but we also want freedom. And we want to decide what order we have in our lives. We don't want it forced upon us. So there is a tug of war there. And this is about breaking free from restrictive routines, which that's number one on my agenda for releasing in this full moon eclipse, is the routine and embrace some new experiences. I want to release the routine that has made me feel like I am enslaved and just going through a loop. So that's what that Virgo sun squaring up Uranus in Gemini. Okay, and we have to communicate that to ourselves. Gemini is about communication. So, talk to yourself about it on this full moon. Talk to yourself about what you want to release and what you want to let go of, and really let it go. Keep that promise to yourself. The Pisces moon is squaring Uranus in Gemini as well. And that's a conflict between emotional intuition and intellectual freedom and intuition. So that creates tension, leading to restlessness. Yeah, I've had that. Not being able to sleep as well. A struggle to balance feelings with the need for change and moving on. We know we need to move on. We can't stay in a position for, overstay. It's like when you overstay your time at a job and you know it. You should have left. You should have done the right thing, gave a notice, and moved on. But you overstayed, and then all of a sudden the business closes, or you are let go because you may think you're doing great, but your energy that you're giving out is, reflective of that you're really not wanting to be there. So we want the exit of something to be on our own terms and not overstay, and then the energy and the collective and the matrix decides for us. That's the whole point of all of this, is you make the decision and you make that change, and not be a slave to the change that's made for you, because it might not be what you like. It's time to realize the emotional baggage that you've been carrying around so you can move faster in spiritual freedom. So let go of that baggage. It's just baggage. It's just baggage. You can let it go. We can let it go. We don't have to carry it. We don't have to carry it around. Virgo, Mercury's in Virgo, and that's also squaring Uranus and Gemini. And this aspect is a clash of detail thinking and unpredictable ideas that are innovative, because Gemini really likes to be creative and quirky and by the seat of their pants at times, and Virgo is not having that. Virgo is like, let's just take that old idea and let's make it better. Let's reinvent it. Let's just take that dead horse and just try to bring it back to life, so to speak. Why get a new one if there's any part of that horse still left? Let's just try to bring it back to life. But that's not how it works. So, Gemini will stick with something until someone pries them away, or they have to pry their dead hands away. I'm just saying. It won't let go. It just won't let go. And this is the time to let go. Okay? Disruption in how ideas are expressed. Misunderstandings. Oh, this is a time for sure. We've been having a lot of that. So my advice would be just be solitary this full moon and eclipse, and just stay close to home. Just, really, really go within and be good to yourself, and just have those conversations that are really over. They've just been long overdue. You know what you need to release, and you know what you need to let go of. So, conversations can abruptly change in the middle if it's not if the flow of energy is off. So this is also a time to release daily habits, patterns, and systems that really and truly that you feel stagnant and you're just in a loop. Many people have told me they just feel in a loop, or just in a loop, an OODA loop, over and over and over. I feel like that all the time. And that's because I went against what I said I would do 2 years ago, and now I'm getting another chance to close the door on it. Okay? So get with the here and now and let go of outdated thoughts, or you're going to get left behind. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But it's a very prolific time, and I will be doing a full moon eclipse ritual. I'm going to light a candle, and I'm going to sit outside, and I have little pieces of paper of the things I want to get rid of, and I'm going to state each one and hold the energy as a witness, and I'm going to burn each one as I put it in my little flame and let go. Sometimes a ritual is kind of helpful to keep us on track of what it is we're trying to do. But I don't know about you, but I can say I am tired of the same old, same old. I really am. I'm weary of just feeling like I am in Groundhog Day every single morning that I wake up. It's Groundhog Day. Okay, well, I think that about tells you where I'm at. Anyway, yeah, it's been a hard month. August has been hard, lots of hard aspects from the new moon that we had in Leo, and and then of course we've got the North Node is in Aquarius, and that means the South Node is in Leo, and my North Node in my chart is in Leo. So I'm going back to the source within myself, and I'm going to slingshot myself with all my Aquarius planets into a new reality. You can do that in the blink of an eye. You can change your direction by changing your thoughts. Joe Dispenza says that a lot, that you can change in an instant just by changing your patterns and changing your thoughts, and the rest will follow. I do believe that. I think there's a song about that. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Free your mind and the rest will follow. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day, and happy eclipse. And let's let it all go. Let's let it all go. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Sit outside under that full moon and release yourself. give over to what it is you truly want to do in life. Give it over. Give it over. It's possible. All things are possible. All things are possible. Namaste.